Draymond Green did mention after game one, and it looked like the Lakers came out and just played phenomenal basketball. Anthony Davis played phenomenal, had 20 plus rebounds and all that stuff. And if you notice, and this is something that I noticed ever since that trade, and I kind of noticed it a little bit earlier this season, and it's one of those things that I've been begging LeBron to do for a long time, and that's to give up the point guard duties, to give up the point forward duties, and really concentrate on his game off the ball and develop that part. Because of what I think that's going to do is going to take more load off your shoulders, and it's going to allow your teammates, especially your teammates that are pure point guards. Like, I mean, they got three of them on their team: Reeves, Schroeder, and D'Angelo Russell. They got three pure point guards on their team. And imagine if LeBron continued to try to be what LeBron has been most of his career, as the primary ball handler or the primary playmaker or the setup guy or the screen and roll guy. If he was doing that for 4 quarters, that would turn Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Schroeder both into catch and shoot 3-point shooters. And you don't want to do that, right? And I've been begging LeBron to do that so many years, so long. Come off the ball, show us what you can do off the ball, and let your point guards do their job. And that's going to allow your whole team to just flourish. And if you notice, when LeBron got hurt and he missed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks he missed, right? And they made the trade. They got rid of Russ. They bring in Beasley. They bring in Hachimura. They bring in D'Angelo Russell. They bring in Vanderbilt. You know, they get Reed start playing lights out. AD gets healthy. He's playing lights out, and they're winning games. They even beat Golden State one time. So they were just playing phenomenal basketball. And I kept saying, when LeBron comes back, he's going to either demand to go back to playing Bron ball, and it's going to mess everything up, or he's going to elevate himself to a different style of play, get off the ball, and we're going to see some good basketball. And lo and behold, LeBron actually came off the ball, and I think that's what's propelled the Lakers into playing good basketball like they're playing now. Now, I mentioned all that because I wanted to say this. First and foremost, there's kudos to LeBron for being able to do that. He showed me a whole lot, and if you see, he's helping. Actually, he's playing kind of like power forward, and he's helping Anthony Davis secure the paint. You know, Anthony Davis is getting blocks left and right at the rim, but LeBron is getting weak side blocks as well, right? A lot of blocks at the rim, man. So he's able to preserve some of his energy at his age of 38, and he's able to put some of that energy on the defensive end. So I have no complaints for LeBron as a defender this year at all. I have no complaints, and I have no complaints as far as him hogging the ball. Now, there's another player that comes to mind when I think about this who needs to follow this blueprint, and that's Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic right now is having withdrawal symptoms from coming off the ball. When they got Kyrie Irving, they start requiring that he come off the ball a little bit more. What Dallas is going to have to do is exactly what the Lakers just did with LeBron. What Dallas is going to have to do to get the best out of their team is they're going to have to tell Luka, you're no longer the point guard. You're no longer the point guard. What I would do is one or two things. If I was the Dallas Mavericks, if I keep Kyrie Irving, I would have Kyrie Irving be my point guard. But whoever my 2 guard is would be a big 2 guard that can guard both positions, 1 and 2, right? Because even though Kyrie on paper will be my point guard, I'm going to use Kyrie Irving kind of like they use Steph Curry, not as much as a shooter, but, you know, doing work off the ball, running off some screens a little bit, and every now and then he'll bring the ball up and do his thing. So the 2 guard positions will be interchangeable as far as running the offense. But since Kyrie Irving is such a good scorer, and he's such a skilled scorer, and he can do it so many different ways, catch and shoot, come off screens, ISO, he even posts up in the mid post pretty good. You know, so, you know, he plays bigger than what he is. So, you know, it'd be like a Steph Curry or Allen Iverson, where he's a 2 guard, undersized, but my point guard can actually make up for his deficiencies. That way I don't have to worry about a mismatch on defense, and Kyrie Irving won't be able to guard, you know, some big 2 guard, because whoever my real point guard would be big enough to guard 2 guards. You get what I'm saying? So, like, you know, think of names like Chris Dunn. He's a 6'5" point guard. He's in Utah now, but I don't think he's under a long-term contract, so he might be available. Somebody like Chris Dunn, who can play great defense, who's not 100% looking for his shot, so he's going to be okay with just setting the offense up and making sure he's finding guys, so he can guard a good two guard, and then Kyrie could guard the point guard, so he won't be in mixed matches all the time. You get what I'm saying? So I would do that. I would look for a big point guard like Chris Dunn or somebody like that who can play defense and who can score when he needs to. And I would have him guard the twos and have Kyrie guard the ones, and Luka would be my small forward, right? And the offense I would run for Luka would be similar to the offense that Boston ran for Paul Pierce. I would have him in some mid post ups, some low post ups. I have him, in some catch and shoot situations. I have him run off a couple of screens a little bit. And whenever Kyrie or my point guard goes to the bench, guess what? Just like Boston did when Rondo went and sat down, and they brought Eddie House in, who was a great shooter but not a pure point guard. They would have Eddie House off the ball, and they would have Paul Pierce bringing the ball up. Right? That's your opportunity. You'll be my option, my third option as a ball handler instead of my first, second, and third option. You'll be my third option, right? That's what I would do for Luka. That's what they're doing for LeBron James in LA, and it's working. And we're able to see that Reeves is able to get his, D'Angelo is able to get his, and even Schroeder is able to get his. Like, they can actually run the offense like a pure point guard should be. Like, neither one of those guys are the main option on offense when it comes to scoring. So when you have a point guard who's not the main option, he can look and help and facilitate the main option. Or he don't mind, all right, bring the ball back out. We thought we had numbers, we didn't. Let me bring it back out, reset it, and then direct traffic. AD post, you got a mismatch. That's what pure point guards do when they're not looking. They're not also the primary scorer, right? But when you have your primary scorer being your point guard, you miss opportunities like that. Because they're always going to be thinking about, how can I get my shot off, or how can I get an assist off this pass if you double me? That's how they think. That's how Luka think. Either you're going to double and I'm going to pass into an open 3-point shooter who's going to knock it down and I'm going to get an assist, or if you don't double, I'm going to go get my shot. They ain't thinking about setting up no play, running no offense. They ain't thinking about another player who might have a mismatch that I'm going to give them an opportunity. They're not even thinking about that. As a matter of fact, if you're a big man like Christian Woods and I screen and there's a switch and Christian Wood at 6'11" ends up with a 5'9" guy on his back in the post, and a 7-footer ends up on Luka at the perimeter, the way they're taught to think now, especially a person with a scorer's mentality, he's not thinking, hey, that's a mismatch down low with a 6'11" guy and a 5'9" guy. I get him down there, mouse in the house, throw it down there and get an easy bucket. They're not thinking that. What they're thinking is, shoot, spread, because I got a 7-footer on me and I can get to the hole or I can get a foul. That's how scorers think. But pure point guards are not thinking like that, right? So you want a pure point guard who's dedicated to getting everyone baskets first, and also knowing when it's time to get the ball to your best player and let him do his thing, or knowing when it's time where, shoot, man, they're doubling the best player. He can't get a good shot. I can't get nobody else involved. Let me go get my own shot. Right? That's how point guards think. That's how Chris Paul think. That's how Jason Kidd thought. That's how Stockton thought. You get what I'm saying? So that's what Dallas needs. And I like the fact that the Lakers has done that with LeBron. And I think to be honest with you, I wish I would have seen LeBron do this when he was in his prime. He somewhat did it in Miami, but I don't think he really liked it. They had Mario Chalmers there. They didn't do a whole lot of ISO LeBron ball. So in Miami for 4 years, he did a little bit of that. But when he went back to Cleveland, it was all Brown ball. It was all Brown ball. So, I wish I would have seen more of that from LeBron than like what we seeing this year, man. So that was